All right, y'all. Extreme Rules review for October 8th, 2022. We have the return of Bray Wyatt. I haven't seen this dude in about a year and a half. Very excited to see him back. So after the main event, the fight pit, the whole place turned dark. Lights went out. Everybody pulled their phones out, got their lights on, and then the camera like zoomed in to like the characters from his past from the Firefly Funhouse. It was like a pig, it was a bunny, and then they showed a fiend at the end of the zooming in and out. And everybody thought it was a fiend, and people just started going crazy. And then they showed the Firefly Funhouse on Titantron. It was like all dark and stuff just thrown everywhere and all that shit. It was pretty messed up. And then there was a door on the rampway. That looked kind of cool. And then there was like a light under the door. And then you see the door open. And then they switched the view to the side view. Then you see the lantern out. And then this was the last shot before they went off the air. Pretty cool to see him back. See who he feuds with. He's got a segment on SmackDown this week. So very excited for his return. All right, let's get to the matches now. First match, we got Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a Donnybrook match. It was like a bar set up outside the ring and like bar stool chairs and barrels and shit like that. This was hell of a match to start the pay-per-view. All right, so Butch had a drop kick on Kaiser. Sheamus and Ridge held Kaiser in the corner while Butch did the drop kick. Imperium threw Sheamus into the steps outside the ring. Gunther threw Sheamus over the bar. Ridge Holland picked up Kaiser and Vinci threw him on the mat. Kaiser hit a flying uppercut on Ridge while Vinci held him up. That was kind of cool. Gunther hit a German suplex on Sheamus. Sheamus hit white noise on Gunther. Sheamus hit the brogue on Gunther. Vinci broke up the count. Sheamus locked in the cloverleaf on Gunther. And then Kaiser hit Sheamus with a shillelagh to break up the submission. Butch hit a moonsault off of the barrels on Kaiser and Vinci outside the ring. Gunther used a shillelagh to clothesline Sheamus. And then Sheamus hit Gunther with the shillelagh while Butch and Ridge held him. Sheamus hit a Celtic cross on Gunther through the announce table outside the ring. And then Sheamus hit the bro kick on Vinci while Butch and Ridge held him for the win. The hell of an opening match. Start the pay-per-view. All right, next up, we got a segment with Miz in the back. The Philadelphia Flyers mascot Gritty was there with him. He's trying to give him a T-shirt. Miz just threw the T-shirt on the ground and stepped on it. That's whatever. It's the Miz. All right, next match, we got Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan, an Extreme Rules match for the SmackDown Women's title. Ronda applies the ankle lock. Liv counters it, sending Ronda to the outside. So the Liv Morgan goes for a baseball slide. Ronda pulls up the part of the apron where the weapons are and shit. So I don't know what that part is called. Yeah. So she got stuck in that. So Liv Morgan uses she grabs a fire extinguisher from underneath the ring. She's still stuck in the apron. So she sprays it, and she doesn't put it up. So she sprays it down, and then eventually she picked it up and sprayed it in Ronda's face. Ronda hit a Piper's Pit. Ronda swung the bat into Liv's ribs, stomach area. And then Ronda hit Liv with the black belt. She brought a black belt with her during her entrance. Liv set up a table in the corner. And then Liv hit Ronda with a chair. Okay, so she was swinging the chair. These chair shots look weak as hell. So if you're going to swing the chair, like make it look like it hurts or whatever. She'll probably work on that. Liv hit Code Red on Ronda for a near fall. And then Liv, she took the table out of the corner and set up in the middle of the ring. She hit a senton on Ronda Rousey through the table for a near fall. And then the finish. I didn't like this finish. Just very strange, weird looking finish. Or like to set up to the finish. So Ronda, I don't know what she was trying to do. First, she tried a triangle, then switched an armbar, and just she kept like transitioning back and forth. Then eventually, she got her into a Michael Cole called it a biceps crusher. Never heard that submission before. And as Liv Morgan's passing out to the submission, she smiles. So is she gonna be like the Joker or Harley Quinn character now? I don't know. We'll see. And then that was pretty much it. So she just passed out in the biceps crusher for the win. This is probably the worst match on the card out of all the matches. All right. Next up, we got Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. Okay, so in the beginning of the match, Drew puts a strap on. Karrion Kross doesn't want to put it on, so he throws it away. The referee tried twice to get it on. He threw it away twice, and then Scarlett yanked on the strap, and then that distraction let Karrion Kross get the upper hand. And then they brawled for a bit, and then Karrion Kross or Drew eventually tied the strap to his arm, and then the match officially started. And then so it starts off, they brawl into the crowd. Karrion Kross throws Drew over the barricade. Drew suplexes Kross on the outside. Drew drops Kross onto the apron. Scarlett distracted Drew. And then Karrion Kross, he dragged the strap into the ring post, causing Drew to hit the ring post. And then Karrion Kross drives Drew face first into the announce table. And then Kross, he just whipped the shit out of Drew with the strap a bunch of times. And then Drew hit 2 clotheslines and a belly to back suplex. Drew hit a neck breaker, and then he hit a spine buster for a 2 count. Drew hit a future shock DDT. Scarlett gets in the way, or he's about to go for the Claymore, and then Scarlett gets in the way. She pulls something out. She pepper sprays Drew, and then Karrion Kross hit the cross hammer for the win. Solid match. Strap match is very hard to, or like, they're not as what's the word? I don't know. It's very difficult to like prepare or like to wrestle in a strap match. So they're very slow paced. So yeah, solid match. Not bad. All right, so in the back, there's another segment with the Miz. He's on the phone. And Gritty's there. He's mocking the Miz. He's pretending to be on the phone, and Miz just walks away. Just whatever. All right, next up, we got Bayley versus Bianca. Ladder match for the Raw Women's title. Bayley throws Bianca into the ladder and clotheslines Bianca. And Bianca slams Bayley onto the ladder that's on the ground. Bianca moonsaults Bayley with Bayley on the ladder. Bayley did a sunset flip on Bianca. There was a ladder set up in the corner. That looked bad. Bayley set a ladder from the steps to the barricade, and then she put Bianca on the ladder, and then she hit an elbow. But when I first saw this, I thought she missed the elbow completely and might have broken her arm. But then you can see on the next replay, clearly she hit Bianca in the stomach or chest area around there. And then Bianca hit the KOD. She climbs up the ladder. Damage control comes out. They push Bianca off of the ladder. Bianca KODs both Kai and Sky while holding both of them on her back for this move. And then Bayley put Bianca under the ladder to trap her. And then Bianca pushed the ladder up. to knock Bailey off the ladder. And then Bianca whipped Bailey with her hair while she's climbing the ladder. Bailey grabs the ladder. And then Bianca KODs Bailey and then Bailey lands on her face while she's still holding the ladder. Might have broken her face. She might have got injured, not sure, but we'll see. And then Bianca climbed up and grabbed the belt for the win. It was an okay ladder match. Not bad. All right, next up we got Edge versus Finn Balor, an I Quit match. Edge hit a neck breaker. Edge whipped Balor into the corner, and then Finn Balor locks in the figure four. Edge reverses it, and then Finn Balor reverses the figure four. Edge punches Finn Balor to break the submission. Balor hit a sling blade. Edge drove Balor into the barricade near the timekeeper's area. They go in the crowd. Edge hits Balor with the fucking hockey stick. And then on the pre-show set, there was a table there, a glass table. He put Finn Balor into the crossface while gripping the hockey stick to pull Finn Balor's face back. And then Edge went for the spear. Balor moved out the way. Edge's groin hit the railing. And then Balor hit Edge with the chair. They're back in the ring. Edge threw Balor into the corner with the chair set up between the turnbuckles. Edge speared Balor through the ropes onto Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley handcuffed Edge to the top rope. And then Judgment Day attacks Edge. And now Rey Mysterio comes out. He gets a 619 on Damian Priest. Dominic punches Rey off of the ropes. And then Beth Phoenix shows up. She beats up Finn Balor and Damian Priest with a kendo stick. And then Beth hit a spear on Rhea Ripley. And then so Beth Phoenix, she's got a key in her pocket. And she unlocks the handcuffs to free Edge. Edge hit a spear. And then Edge low blow Dominic. It was payback for the Clash at the Castle when Dominic low blowed Edge. And then Finn Balor hit a sling blade. Edge hit 3 spears on Finn Balor. And then Rhea Ripley hit Beth Phoenix with brass knuckles. You couldn't tell at first, but when they zoomed in, then they showed the brass knuckles. And then Judgment Day attacked Beth and Edge. And then so Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, not Finn Balor, and Damian Priest held Edge on the ground. And then Finn Balor went up and did 3 double stomps, the coup de grace to Edge off the top rope. So Rhea Ripley, she's about to do the concerto to Beth. And then Edge sees this and he pretty much says, I quit. And then Rhea Ripley did the concerto anyways to Beth Phoenix. And then Edge started just pissed off and just yelling at everybody, get somebody down there. This was the best match of the night by far. Maybe a tie with the first match, 6-man tag. Pretty good I Quit match. It started off slow and then it picked up about halfway through. So not bad for an I Quit match. All right, next up we got the main event. Or no, first up we got another segment with Miz in the back. He beat up Gritty and then Dexter Lumis shows up behind him. He chokes out the Miz and he like rubs his hair. He does that creepy stalker shit. And then Dexter picked up Gritty and then he kicked the Miz. And that was it for that. All right, next up, we got the Fight Pit with Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins with Daniel Cormier, DC, as a special guest referee. All right, so Matt Riddle hits DC while he's punching Rollins. DC checks on Riddle, and then Rollins pushes DC out of the way. DC warns Rollins. He's like, you're not fighting me, you're fighting him. So he pretty much did that to both guys in the beginning of the match. Rollins rubs Riddle's face in the cage. Riddle gets up from the count. Rollins super kicks Riddle, and then Seth suplexes Riddle into the cage. Seth hit a frog splash off the cage, or he climbed up to like the top part, and then right just underneath the platform, and he jumped off of that and the frog splash off the cage. And then Riddle hit the RKO. Seth hit a curb stomp. They're fighting on the platform on the level above, and then Seth buckle bombs Riddle into the cage. He didn't get all of Riddle's back into the cage. He went kind of like into the corner. If he got his full back into the cage, part could have broken off. So chain link fence could have been real bad for Riddle if he fell all the way to where the crowd was. Seth pedigreed Riddle on the platform, and then Riddle RKO'd Seth on the platform, and then Seth Rollins fell all the way into the ring, and then up from the platform, Riddle hit a senton from the platform. He got all of his whole back into Seth Rollins' chest. This looked brutal, and then Riddle locked in the triangle choke, and Seth Rollins taps out. So that was it for the main event. Not bad for a fight pit. Very slow pace too in the beginning, just like the I Quit match, and it ended very abruptly. I don't think people are expecting that, because I think Rollins might have got hurt during that, because that was like a shock finish pretty much. So I guess they went with that. Overall, I give this pay-per-view a 6 out of 10. Some matches I didn't like, some matches I did like. The 6-man tag and the I Quit match were probably the 2 best matches, and the worst match was the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Ronda and Liv. So not a bad pay-per-view. All right, see you guys.